James, it's July 4th. There you go. Happy Independence Day, James. Donald Rumsfeld died.
It is.
Tell us about Donald Rumsfeld, the known unknown man.
Yes, look, so Donald Rumsfeld, one of the most probably controversial and contentious figures, I would say, in recent American history, passed away this week. Very sad for his family and everything. But, of course, also his legacy is going to be debated for so long because, you know, he's considered the architect of that invasion of Iraq, of Afghanistan, known for, of course, the famous quote about unknown knowns and known unknowns, which is almost a little bit like something out of that Yes Minister clip that you played before, but actually a lot more profound if you think about it. The Iraq War will always be, I think, a shadow that hangs over his head, over the issue of, you know, those weapons of mass destructions. Should we have actually been there in the end? That's going to be debated forever. But he was such a fascinating man, a great strategic thinker, and people who knew him, and I had a lot of friends in Washington who knew him, said that he was actually, for all of his tough exterior, one of the most warm and funny people that they ever knew in Washington.
Well, James, he said in his valedictory speech when he left the White House, Donald Rumsfeld, that a conclusion by our enemies that the United States lacks the will or the resolve to carry out our missions that demand sacrifice and demand patience is every bit as dangerous as an imbalance of conventional military power. It may well be comforting to some to consider graceful exits from the agonies and indeed the ugliness of combat, but the enemy thinks differently. Rita, you noticed some differences between the way news of Rumsfeld's death was treated and some other individuals.
Well, yes, a dictator like Fidel Castro got a much nicer farewell from the media than Rumsfeld did. And I'm talking about, I'm just going to give you 3 examples here, but there's literally dozens. Let's look at AP. Rumsfeld, a cunning leader who oversaw a ruinous Iraq war, dies. So that's their one. Whilst Fidel Castro, who defied US for 50 years, dies at 90 in Cuba. So far more complimentary to Fidel. I think we've got the Business Insider here. We've got Donald Rumsfeld's legacy is defined by the disastrous Iraq War and America's disgraceful use of torture. Fidel Castro got, former Cuban leader. Fidel Castro dies at age 90. And Teen Vogue, God love them, accused war criminal and torture defender dead at 88, whilst Fidel Castro has died at age 90. No judgment there. So it's interesting how the media now uses death notices to run their political agendas. And it's something else that if you're on the conservative side, you can look forward to, that when you die, you will be farewelled in that manner.